Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here.
What's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. Today we're answering your questions. You guys have been sending in questions to our YouTube channel and our Instagram page, and today I am picking that dude over there. He asks, what was your welcome to the bigs moment or the one holy bleep moment? And if you don't have those two, what was talking to superstars like Hoffman with the Padres like? Were you starstruck? Okay, a lot of questions there. And I think I can answer all of them. I'll do my best. Okay, before we get into today's video is sponsored by Rocket Sports. Rocket makes top quality baseball gear and equipment. We use a bunch of their stuff with our Antonelli baseball teams. Go down in the description box below, click on the link there. It's going to take you over to their site. You're going to be able to save 15% on Rocket's gear. Welcome to the bigs moment or holy bleep moment. Okay, there were I wasn't up in the big leagues for a long time. I only played in like, I don't know, I think I got like 50 or 60 at bats, something like that. Let me talk to you about a couple of different things that pop into my head right away. I've told a few of these stories before. Probably the first one was my very first time ever playing in a major league spring training game. I was playing against the Chicago Cubs. It was my first spring training, and I was told I was going to the game. I thought I was just going to sit in the bench, and then like the fifth inning came around or so, and they said, "Hey, Matt, go to third base," and I was like, "Holy bleep!" So that was my holy bleep moment. And so I went to third base, and I had a brand new glove that wasn't broken in. And who was it? I think it was Aramis Ramirez, who hit an absolute rocket at me, and the ball went into left field before I could move. It went past me, and I went like this, and the ball was already to the left fielder, and I was like, oh my God, these guys hit the ball really hard. They hit a lot harder than those college guys I've been playing against lately. So that was the first moment. I was like, geez, these guys are pretty good. And Aramis Ramirez at the time was like a 30-plus home run guy, and he was a really good player. So we had that. Then, not too long after that, we're playing against the Diamondbacks. We're playing in Arizona. What's their field called again? Chase Field. So it's a big league spring training game. We're playing at Chase Field. I'm playing third base. Justin Upton. Justin Upton's up. And this is when he was young. He's younger than me. And this was my first year. So he's probably like, 20 years old maybe. I think I was 21. I was 21 at the time. He was probably 20. Right around there. Anyways, late in the game, playing third base. We're up by a couple. Hits me a ground ball. I field the ball, I take my normal shuffles like I would on any player, and I throw the ball to first, and he beats it out safe. And it was a routine ground ball. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I know he was he the number 1 overall pick? I know he was very talented, but he could fly. He was huge, first of all, and he could fly. I did not know that he was that fast. And so anyways, now we have to face another batter, so we ended up getting out of it, and we win the game, and I get on the bus. We're headed back to our spring training complex, and our pitching coach comes. I'm sitting on the bus, and he comes down to me, and he just bends over and he looks at me, and he goes, "Don't ever effing," he said the real word, "do that again." And he just got up and he walked away. And I just stared. And in my head, I said, "Yes, sir. I won't do that ever again." But I was pretty scared. He scared me. Anyway, so those are two that come to mind. Let's see. Any other moments? I would say being starstruck. Wasn't really starstruck, except when we played the Dodgers. Manny Ramirez was on the team. He was my favorite player of all time, probably. I've told this story, I believe, in a video, in one of these videos. He got to second base. He slid in. His helmet popped off. I went over and got the helmet, and I went to give it to him, and he was like talking to our shortstop, and I was standing behind him. And I was pretty starstruck. I was like, Manny Ramirez. So I put the helmet out like this, and I was like, Manny, here you go, Manny. Manny. Hey, Manny. Manny? I said it like 7 times, and he never looked at me, and then he just kind of like put his hand like this, grabbed the helmet, and put it on, and I was like, "You're welcome." And I walked away. Never got to talk to him. I wanted to talk to him. I wanted to say hi, but he had no interest in talking to me, so I was like the ball boy at that point, I guess the helmet boy, and I gave him his helmet. And then Nomar Garciaparra, who's like maybe right behind Manny Ramirez, my favorite player of all time. He later popped up to me that game, or a game in that series. And I caught the ball, and I was running off the field. There was 3 outs, and I was like, oh my God, I just caught the ball from Nomar Garciaparra, like my favorite player of all time. I watched Nomar, when he was playing shortstop for Boston. I was like a little kid. And this was at the end of his career when he was with the Dodgers. And so I was like, I should keep this ball, and I should get it autographed. And as I'm running in, I'm like, no, Matt, like, stop it. You're playing a major league game. Like, stop being a fanboy. Just throw the ball in the crowd like everyone else does. And then, like, my other side of me was saying, like, keep the ball, Matt. It's Nomar. And then he was like, throw the ball in the stands. So I was like, I threw the ball in the stands. And I was like, oh, why did I do that? And I never got that ball again. So that was being kind of, like, starstruck a little bit by those 2 guys. I would say those are probably the only real times I remember being a little bit starstruck. I wouldn't call it starstruck, but I was thinking, like, these are my favorite players of all time. Just think about if you had watched your favorite player for all time, and then all of a sudden you're playing against them at 22 years old or 20. I just turned 23. It was kind of a surreal thing. As far as my own teammates, like, I was very quiet. Trevor Hoffman was the nicest guy ever, right? And so I was really quiet, shy person, still pretty shy person. I don't just go out and talk to people I don't know that much. And although I was on the team and, I'd been around the guys a lot in spring training, like someone like Trevor Hoffman, like I didn't really just go up to, hey, Trevor, what's going on, buddy? How are we doing? And like be all, I was friendly with him. And he talked to me a couple times about stuff, but I was never like starstruck around those guys, probably because I was around them more often. But again, I never was like, I never just chatted it up with Hoffman every day. We talked a couple times. And again, I wasn't up probably long enough. I told the story about my mom talking to him and getting me in trouble, and then my dad talking to him outside. So they probably talked to him more than I did. But I think that was, let's see. I think that covers pretty much all the questions on here. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of insight. Thank you for the question. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any more questions. Subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. And we'll talk to you later.